ultrasonics. Production of ultrasonics. Now in this, you are going to see two different methods. Now the first method is sorry, the magnetostriction method. Magnetostriction method. This is the first method here, and the second method is piezoelectric method. Okay, so these are the two methods we are going to explain regarding the production of ultrasonics. So what is the meaning of production? Means the generating the ultrasonics, generation of ultrasonics. Okay, now let us see about this particular magnetostriction method. Okay, now here let us go with magnetostriction method. Now here, what is the thing? First you identify what is the concept going on. Okay, now here what you will do means, you will take a particular material. Now this material is either ferromagnetic material. Okay, the material here, or you are going to take a ferrimagnetic material. Ferrimagnetic material here. Now regarding this example, you can take this as iron, and regarding this, you can take this as a nickel here. Nickel. Okay. Now in this concept, we need to identify what is the magnetostriction. What is the magnetostriction that we need to identify here? So here either you can call the magnetostriction or else magnetostrictive. Magnetostrictive. Okay. Now here this is a rod. So the length is there. You can take the length as L. Okay. Now what is the concept going on? So for every material, there will be a concept of vibrations. Okay, every material can vibrate. Now depending on the vibrations, we are going to take the concept of frequency of vibrations, okay, of this particular material, So now here there is a derived equation which can be given as 1 by 2L root y by rho. So this is the expression for the frequency of vibrations of a material, what we are considering here. Okay, so these are the important points we are going here to explain the magnetostrictive method. Okay, so first what you did here, you had considered the material with some length L. So what type of material we are considering? Either it might be ferromagnetic material or a ferrimagnetic material. So examples will be iron for this and the nickel for this. Okay. Now the next point is that we are going to take the concept of vibrations. So if the material is vibrating, there should be some frequency. So the expression, the derived equation for the frequency of the vibrations of the material is this. Okay. Now here you need to identify what is y, what is rho, and what is L. So L you got here, L equal to length of the material. Okay, next y is the Young's modulus. Of the material. Okay, next rho is the density of the material. Okay, so depending on these values, you can find what will be the natural frequency. We can consider this as the natural frequency of vibrations here. Natural frequency of vibrations. Okay, so you remember we are getting the vibrations in every material. Okay, and the frequency of the vibrations can be given by this. So now let us go with a concept, resonance. Okay, so what we are going to see, we need to see about the magnetostriction method or magnetostrictive method. Okay, so for that we are going to consider the vibrations, and we are going to see the concept of resonance. So regarding resonance, so if you might have referred to your intermediate, you will get a concept. What is that? If N1 is equal to N2, then you will get a concept of resonance here. What is the concept you need to consider here? A particular material is vibrating, which is equal to the vibration of the second thing. Okay, if both the vibrations are equal, then you will get a concept of resonance. Now for that, if you want to take a experiment here regarding your intermediate, this is a argon pipe, and here you are going to place a tuning fork, and here you are going to fill the tube with some liquid here. Now here, if you are removing the water, here, and if you hammer the tuning fork and place it the neck of this, and if you are removing the water here, so this particular thing is going to create a column here. So there will be a air column here, air column, and here this is the tuning fork here, tuning fork. So this tuning fork is vibrating, it is vibrating here, so with a frequency of N1. Okay, this is the frequency of the vibrating tuning fork. And here the air column, whatever is there, it is also going to vibrate, and that frequency will be N2. Okay, now here at a particular stage, if you continue to remove the water here, so one stage will reaches there, the N1 value will be equal to N2. What is the meaning here? The tuning fork vibrations, okay, will be equal to the vibration of the air column. Okay, so at that particular state, we will get a booming sound. Okay, so we are going to generate a sound here which is booming. Booming in the sense high amplitude will be there. You can listen with a maximum amplitude. If the condition is matched, what is the condition here? If the tuning fork frequency is equal to the frequency of the air column, if both the frequencies are matching, there you are going to get the booming sound. So that particular thing, that concept, we are considering it as a resonance. Resonance here. Okay, so we are going to repeat some points regarding this. So try to identify the concept of resonance here. This is the concept of resonance. So here you need to have two frequencies. There are two frequencies, and when the two frequencies are equal, you are getting a booming sound in this concept, in this example. Now let us apply the concept in our magnetostriction method. Okay, so one of the frequency is there. This is the first frequency. Now try to identify what will be the second frequency. Okay, so now let us go with the experiment. So now again we are going to draw the rod, whatever the thing you are considering. So this is a ferromagnetic or ferrimagnetic material with some length L. Okay, you need to identify L is there. It is the length of the rod. Now here we got the first frequency, the frequency of vibrations of rod. Here. So that is the frequency which is given as 1 by 2 L root Y by rho. Okay, now we need to find what is the second frequency. Now let us go with the second frequency now. We are going to place a coil here and here. Okay. So meanwhile, we need to do certain things. What is the thing here? You are considering the rod. This is a rod here. Before connecting these coils, we need to magnetize this. You need to magnetize this rod. Okay. Initially, you need to magnetize this. Now it is a magnet here. After magnetization means the rod becomes magnet. Okay, that you need to identify here. So consider that this is a permanently magnetized material here. Permanently magnetized. Okay, this is the first point you need to understand. Second point is that we are referring to the frequency of these the rod here, which is given as mentioned in the formula here. Now third point is this. Third point is we are going to consider the application of the or the connection of the coils here. Consider this as the coil 1, this as a coil 2. Now here what is the second frequency is that we are going to create a alternating magnetic field. Okay, we are going to create a alternating magnetic field with a frequency. The frequency of the magnetic field will changes continuously. It will change continuously with certain frequency. Like if you want to avoid the confusion, you can mark this as F1 and this one as F2. Okay, if you want to avoid the confusion. F1 means it is a vibrations of the rod. F2 means it is a alternating magnetic field. Now let us try to understand what is the alternating magnetic field. Now first let us go with the constant magnetic field. Let us identify what is the meaning of constant magnetic field. Okay, actually we need to get this concept. So to understand that, let us take the constant magnetic field. Let us identify what is the meaning of constant magnetic field. Now in your 10th class or in your school, you might have studied if this is a iron nail here. If you wind this one with a coil and if you connect to a battery, now what you can expect? Any answer from your side? This is a iron nail. Okay, and you are applying, you had given a coil in this form and you had applied a battery here, the DC supply here. It is a DC supply. It is a battery here. Now what you can expect?
Vibrations.
Okay, any more answers? This is a iron nail. This is a iron nail here. Okay, now you are winding with a coil and at one end it is connected to the positive of the battery, at the second end connected to the negative of the battery. What happens? Any more answers? Someone had mentioned there will be vibrations. Any more answers? So we need to understand the concept of constant magnetic field. That is a clue. That is a clue here. Okay, now let me give another clue here. Now here take this arrangement. What is the arrangement here? This is the iron nail. Okay. Now we are connecting a coil and this coil is connected to a battery. Now what you are going to do? You take one more iron nail here or some alpin. Okay. Now what you can expect? ఇంకొక ఐరన్ పీస్ ఏదైనా తీసుకురండి ఇక్కడికి. Okay. Now what happens? This might be the experiment that was performed in your school, I think. Some 10th class, I think. ఇక్కడికి
It
ఏదైనా ఐరన్
attracts,
పీస్.
sir.
Okay, it will attract. So it will try to attract. Okay. So now if you
Electromagnetic field.
okay, electromagnet. Okay. Now if you take a magnet, if you take this as a magnet, okay. Now nearer to the magnet, if you place some iron piece, what happens? It will attract here. Now same concept is going on here. Okay. So here if you connect a coil across the iron piece and if you connect a DC supply, it will attract. Nothing but it is going to act as a magnet. Now this is a magnet here. This is a magnet here. So what is the meaning here? If this is a iron nail, okay, Now surrounding this coil, okay, surrounding this coil here, there is a magnetic field surrounded through certain area here. Okay, now here this magnetic field will be constant. It is a constant magnetic field. So what is the meaning of constant magnetic field means? I can give one more example. Take a magnet. If this is a north side, take a similar magnet. Take a similar magnet. If this will be the second side, and place the south and north here. So here in this area, if you can refer to the area here between these two, so there will be a magnetic field. Okay, there will be a magnetic field here. So this field is constant. It will be uniformly distributed. Okay, it will be uniformly distributed. So you will get a constant magnetic field here. Similarly, here also, if you are applying a battery, so as this is a DC source, so you will get a constant magnetic field. Now, what we are going to do means, we are going to create a variable magnetic field. Variable magnetic field. What is the meaning here? If I connect the same iron nail, okay, somewhat. So this is not actually going to do. Suppose if I am connecting to a AC supply, if I apply a AC supply here. So what is the meaning of AC supply here? Let us understand here. Now here DC supply and this is AC supply. So if you take some 5 volt DC and 5 volts AC, okay. Now 5 volts DC means if this is 0, so here this is 5 volts here. So for DC, this will remain as 5 volts throughout the experimental process. It will remain with the same value. There is no change in the value. But regarding this one, regarding AC source, okay, what you can expect here, this is 0 and this is 5 volts. So it is going to vary. It will increase and decrease and it will come back in the negative direction. It will continue like this. So a constant variation is going on here. Okay, this is a alternating current here. Similarly here, you need to understand instead of DC, consider it as a constant magnetic field. Constant magnetic field. And here this has a alternating magnetic field. So two concepts you need to understand. One is about the constant magnetic field and the alternating magnetic field. So that we are going to create, okay, that we are going to create here. Okay, now let me go here. Okay. So these are some of the important points. Now I will skip this one. So you need to identify what is the constant magnetic field and what is the alternating magnetic field. Now let us go here. Okay, now let us go. So here what we got a rod, either ferromagnetic or ferrimagnetic, and it is already permanently magnetized. It is acting as a permanent magnet. Permanently magnetized. Okay, now consider this as a coil and there is one more coil here, and consider it is fixed at the middle of the rod. Exactly at the center we are fixing this one. Consider R as a rod on this particular rod. Okay, now here we are going to create the alternating magnetic field by means of a oscillator. This is a oscillator we are going to construct. Oscillator in the sense it will create the alternating magnetic fields. Now how you are going to get means, this is a transistor. Now you can identify this is the emitter, this is a collector, this is the base of the transistor. So you are going to connect the base to the first coil and the collector to the collector to the second coil here. Now this side, between these two ends, you are going to connect a capacitor. This is a capacitor here. Consider this as a capacitor, capital C here. So this is a collector here, ABC, small letters, EBC. Okay. Now here you need to identify, I will draw an arrow mark like this. Now identify what is the meaning of that. So here if I draw only two parallel lines, it is a capacitor. And here if I mark an arrow mark like this, it is a variable capacitor. Variable capacitor. C. Okay. What is the meaning here? If this is some 5 microfarads, okay, for this particular capacitor, and in this case, you can vary the capacitor value from 0 to 5 microfarads. You can vary the values. So that is a variable capacitor. There will be an arrow mark here. So identify this is a variable capacitor. So you can vary the capacitance of that capacitor. Now here you are going to connect a supply, a DC supply here. You mark this as E, or if you want you can take this as battery, EBB, something battery. Okay. And here this is a circuit. This is a circuit here, the closed circuit. Now here this is connected here, and here you need to give a grounding here. The grounding will be there. So this is a circuit here, and we are going to measure the current. We will measure the current by means of a ammeter, by means of milliammeter. So here this milliammeter we are going to connect here between these two terminals. We are going to connect a milliammeter. Milliammeter will be there. Okay, this is the circuit, the complete circuit here. Now we need to identify what is the process of getting the ultrasonics. So this is going to create the ultrasonics. This circuit is going to create the ultrasonics. Now try to identify here. Let us take the concept. Now first, without any battery, the circuit is not going to function. So we will start with this battery. So it is a battery source here. EBB is the battery source here. Now first of all, you need to switch on this particular EBB. Then what is the thing here? This is a DC source. It is a DC source here. Now as this is a oscillator here, this is the oscillator. Now here the current will flow through the coil, and this particular oscillator is going to create a alternating current. Okay, so we are going to convert this particular DC supply into AC. What is the meaning of AC here? It is a alternating current source. Alternating current. We are going to produce the alternating current. Now previously what we mentioned here, we had considered the iron nail. Okay, now this is a coil, and here now you had given the DC, and you are getting a constant magnetic field. You will get a constant magnetic field. And now what we had considered here, we are converting this one into AC. Okay, so now the same concept is there. So as instead of this particular iron piece or the nail, we are going to consider this as a rod here. Okay, now this is connected through a coil. So due to alternating current, okay, so there will be a alternating magnetic field. You will produce a alternating magnetic field, and this particular base is connected through L1. Okay, we will consider this as a positive feedback. Okay, this is the concept. Okay, through base it is coming back to the battery, so we consider this as a positive feedback. Okay, now due to this particular positive feedback, what happens means the amplitude of the ultrasonics. Voice struck అవుతుందా? Okay, now are you getting the voice?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So now here, first we had explained about the first part. This part is going to generate the alternating current. Okay. Now how it is converting here? It is converting the DC supply into AC supply by means of this oscillator. Okay. Now here, this particular circuit L1, which is connected through base, it is going to act as a positive feedback or feedback loop. Loop in the sense a closed path here. Now due to this particular positive feedback, there will be an increase in the amplitude. It creates or it increases here, it increases the amplitude of the sound waves. Okay, first you remember this ultrasonics. It is going to act as a positive feedback circuit or the part of the entire circuit. It is going to amplify that. Now let us refer to the concept of ultrasonics. Now here, what we had mentioned, this is the iron rod, and here this is going to create the alternating magnetic field. It is connected with the capacitor here. Okay, and this is a variable capacitor, and this is connected to a transistor, and this is the emitter, this is collector, this is base, and again this coil is connected through base, and here there is a DC source, and here we are grounding this. We will consider this as a ground, and to measure the current, here is the ammeter. This is the ammeter here. Okay, now here it is going to create the alternating magnetic field. Okay, now due to this particular alternating magnetic field, what we can expect means this rod which is already a permanently magnetized material, so it is going to vibrate. It will start vibrating. Okay, now here the vibrations will have certain frequency. Okay, we are entering the concept of ultrasonics now. So we had generated the alternating magnetic fields. Now as the alternating magnetic field is generated here, this rod is going to vibrate. Okay, it is starting vibration. Okay, you will get you will experience the vibrations in this particular rod. Now here it is depending on the frequency. So the frequency of rod is already fixed here. F1 is given as 1 by 2L root y by rho. It is a fixed value, y by rho here, rho. Okay, so it is a fixed value. Now here regarding the vibrations, how you are going to vary this particular vibrations means depending on the capacitor. So here these alternating frequencies or the magnetic field will have the vibrations or the frequency. Let us take this as a frequency. Okay, frequency of alternating magnetic fields. Okay, the frequency of this can be given as 1 by 2 pi root L to C. So this is the frequency of alternating magnetic field. So consider this as F2. Okay, now here you need to understand this is a constant value. This is constant. This is constant. So previously regarding resonance, what we had seen, if N1 is there and N2 is there, and at a particular stage, if these two are equal, then you are getting the resonance concept. Now instead of N1, consider F1. F1 is regarding the rod. Okay. Now instead of N2, you need to consider F2. What is F2 here? It is a alternating magnetic field frequency. Okay, so this is going to create the vibrations. Now those vibrations can be varied. Okay, you can increase the vibrations or decrease the vibrations. How you are going to increase or how you are going to decrease, it is depending on the capacitor. Either you can increase or decrease the frequency of the vibrations. Now, these are the externally created vibrations. It will reach at a particular stage, which will be equal to F1. Okay, at a particular stage, the frequency of F2 will be equal to F1. So there you will get the concept of resonance. Okay, so there will be huge vibrations. You will experience the huge vibrations, and at this particular stage, you will produce the ultrasonic sound waves. Okay, so that is a process you need to understand, and we will consider this as a magnetostrictive process or the method here. Okay, now let us repeat the important points here. So where we had started with the generation of ultrasonics or the production of ultrasonics. So we are having two different methods, magnetostriction method. Second method is piezoelectric method. So we are referring to the magnetostriction method. So what actually magnetostriction means? If you place a ferromagnetic or ferrimagnetic material which is already magnetized under the alternating magnetic fields, there will be a change in the length. If you are going to add those points, let us refer once again here. So this is a ferromagnetic material or ferrimagnetic material. So if it is already magnetized and if you place it in the alternating magnetic fields, this is going to experience either increase in the length or decrease in the length. ఓకే. సో వైబ్రేషన్స్ అనే కాన్సెప్ట్ ఉంది కదా! వైబ్రేషన్స్ అంటే ఏంటంటే సపోజ్ ఇది ఒక ఏమన్నారు?
విజిబుల్ లేదు సార్ బోర్డ్. నాట్ విజిబుల్.
నాట్ విజిబులా? మిగతా వాళ్ళకి? వాట్ అబౌట్ అదర్స్?
విజిబుల్ సార్. ఇప్పుడు విజిబుల్
ఇప్పుడొస్తుందా? ఓకే. 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 సో నౌ హియర్ వన్స్ అగైన్ ఐ యామ్ రిపీటింగ్ ద పాయింట్స్ రిగార్డింగ్ ద వైబ్రేషన్స్ హియర్. Vibration of the rod. So how can you identify the vibration of this rod means, if suppose the material is considered as certain length, okay, what is a vibration? How can you identify the vibration means, there will be a small increase in the length. It will have a smaller change in the length. It will either it may increase or else it may decrease. Okay, now let me draw the diagram like this. Okay, now identify here. So I will draw without any, just you identify here. So this is without any vibration. Without any vibration, consider this is the rod. Now with vibration, you will have two concepts. Either you will have a increase in the length. It will increase in the length. Okay, red color is nothing but it is elongating. There is an increase here. Now let us take another color. Okay, this color means it will reduces in the length. Okay, this is a reduction in the length. So increase in the length means take the red color marking, and decrease in the length means this. Okay, so ఈ పర్టికులర్ కార్నర్స్ దగ్గర మీకు ఆ ఎక్స్పీరియన్స్ ఉంటుంది అనమాట. కొంచెం ఇంక్రీజ్ డిక్రీజ్ ఇలా ఉంటుంది. సో దీస్ థింగ్స్ విల్ బి క్రియేటింగ్ ద వైబ్రేషన్స్. Okay, so that is undergoing due to the alternating magnetic fields. You are placing this particular material in the alternating magnetic fields. So due to that one, we are considering this as a magneto. Okay, magnetostriction or strictive method. Okay, now here what we are considered, repeat once again these points. So you are starting with a ferromagnetic or ferrimagnetic material. So these are the examples: iron and nickel. You take less length of the material. Now consider the natural frequency of the material, okay, as f here, and the natural frequency is given as 1/2 L into root y by rho. You can see what is the indication here. L is the length, y is the Young's modulus, rho is the density of the material. Now thereafter what we are considering? Okay, now this rod, first of all, you need to permanently magnetize before going to the experimental process. Okay, after magnetizing the material, you take two coils here. Take two coils, L1 and L2. Now L2 is connected to a capacitor. Where is that? Okay, now here. L2 is connected to a capacitor which is variable. What is the meaning of variable here? The value of capacitor can be increased or decreased. Okay, and this is going to act as a oscillator here. Okay, the entire circuit is going to act as a oscillator. And here the base is connected to the L1 and it is again connected back to the circuit here. So we will consider this as a positive feedback circuit or the feedback loop here. Now what is the importance of this positive feedback means? You can you can experience the increase in the amplitude. The positive feedback creates an increase in the amplitude of the sound waves. Now again what you are going to explain the other points here. If you switch on the battery, okay, the DC source will be there. Due to that particular DC source, you are going to get the alternating currents. So why you are getting the alternating currents? This is going to create the oscillations. Okay, the DC circuit, the DC voltage, if you can go with the DC here, if this is a DC, okay, if this is a DC source, okay, now this particular DC source will try to oscillate continuously. It will continuously oscillate. So how you are getting the oscillations of the DC here? It is due to the oscillator. This is the oscillator. The entire circuit is going to act as an oscillator here. Okay, due to the oscillator, you are going to get the oscillating current, and this current is flowing through the coil. It is flowing through the coil here. So the current flow is there inside the coil. So due to that particular current flow, it is going to create the alternating magnetic field. Okay. Now due to the particular alternating magnetic field, what you can experience, the rod which is there, okay, this is going to vibrate. Either it will increase or decrease continuously. Okay, it will increase and decrease continuously. So this is going to give the vibrations here. It is going to give the vibrations here. Okay, so that is a concept, and those particular frequencies. Okay, now here we are explaining about the resonance concept. If the frequency of the rod, if the frequency of vibrations of the rod and the frequency of the magnetic field or the vibrations due to the magnetic field, if both are equal, then you will get the waves which are equal to the ultrasonic sound waves. And how you are going to control the alternating magnetic fields? By means of the capacitor, the variable capacitor. Okay, that is the concept. So if you are having any doubts, you can ask me. So what is the concept we had learned today? What is the concept? Okay, someone had given answers. Okay.